Morning chaps, Saturday the 20th of April, and I want to do a little shout out today on my little shave channel, Martin's Shave Tests. To Leon, to Eric, to Jacques, to Gary, to Devon, to Sean, to the great Bill, to Matty and to Johan in Scandinavia. Just to say hi chaps, and yes, we have a sort of a wonderful community, if that's the right word. I don't want to be all woke about it, let's just say group. Anyway, this was mentioned by Leon on his last video. Yes, community, I don't know. Anyway, group of friends. So, Martin de Condre going on today. This is the famous Martin de Condre. I'm going to do a little expose on a couple of things. One is obviously shaving, which is what it's all about. I'm going back to using Shavettes for today's shave. I managed to get an original E.Weck and Company, New York. I got it off eBay, which is the other thing I was going to talk about. There's a lot of scammers out there at the moment on all our shave groups. They're third world buggers, and unfortunately, what they're doing is they're using nice average looking people's profiles, which they've stolen, and they're pretending to be, I don't know, some nice guy in Oklahoma or whatever and his wife. But in fact, if you check the details of what they're selling and how they're promoting it, it doesn't actually add up. So I'm lucky, I'm admin on one of our best groups, and we're all trying to keep an eye out for them. So beware, if you want to be safe and you want to buy yourself a razor, do it on eBay. You have to, as I've had to do, pay a fortune in postage getting it from America to the UK, which is where I am. But nevertheless, you're safe. Whereas if they ask for your PayPal and you pay like that, they will ask friends and family, of course, because that way you've got no recourse whatsoever. So anyway, getting back to the shave. Yeah, I managed to get a Weck. Yes, the original antique Weck. And it's quite a considerably different to how I expected. Here it is. This is the Weck sexta blade. They come with a guard, of course, which is for doing your hair with. You take the guard off, there's your blade underneath. Unfortunately, I've only got one original blade which came with this razor. There's the original, which is the Weck USA. And what I was surprised was the grind. Although the thickness of the steel is the same as on this particular blade, which is a replacement, obviously, although it is a different grind. So I'll be very interested to see how it compares to a Kismet. Talking of which, there is your modern-ish Kismet, probably 1960s. This one has an original Kismet blade, but you can still get the Kismet blades. But the grind is different to the Weck. So I'll have to try and get some Weck blades from some kind person. So anyway, there's the Kismet, which it's okay. It's a pretty well-made German Shavette. Frankly, I'd rather prefer this Weck. It's got a little bit more weight to it. It's got lovely traditional scales, as you can see. It holds very nicely. I've not used it before. This is the very first use. But also, I'm going to compare it to two feathers. Here is your typical what they term the wood grain. This is the Artist Club SS Scotch wood razor. It's got nothing to do with Scotland and nothing to do with wood. It's plastic, but it's very high grade. So that's got the standard feather professional blade in. And then, last but not least, we have the Feather DX, which of course has been fully engraved by a genius in Japan. And this one has the Captain blade in it. These are even more expensive than the feather cartridge. Personally, I think the feathers are fine. I'm only trying these because that's what I do. I try razors. Anyway, also, can I give a little shout out to the greats who are not at the moment doing any YouTube videos? Sergio Bandafrito. Serge in California used to do wonderful shave videos. Do look them up on YouTube. Anyway, he'll come back into the fold, I'm sure. So there we have it. There's my little list of people I really should mention more. The wonders of challenges. Yeah, that was great. Sean also completed his blindfold challenge, as I did, led by Leon, who started it all. Anyway, just going to wet a little bit of this rather luxurious Martin de Condre. I'm not going to keep you too long, guys, although I do have 4 different razors to try this morning, this lovely Saturday spring morning. Same rules apply. Do try and dry your fingers. We can't afford slips. Anyway, I've got to use this first. I'm sorry, this is just the most gorgeous razor. Natural wood, fully engraved. And of course I gold plated it because that's what I do. Let's have a go. Yeah, very, very good. Very good steel. These Captain blades are amazing, absolutely amazing. You don't have the feel of a proper straight shave, but for keenness of edge, these are remarkable. So yeah, just the weight of the razor, and poof, off goes about 2-3 days of stubble, just to prove the point. Not that you can see it. White on white, yeah, that's intelligent. Duh. Anyway, yeah, so we have the proof of the pudding, which is a DX, is a wonderful piece of ultra modern kit. No stropping, no honing. However, and there's the Captain blades. Now I'm going to go to my next favourite at the moment, which is still a feather, but this is the with the Feather Professional blade. There is a very slight difference in the angle. There's a shoulder on these. The shoulder, in theory, raises the skin and the stubble. I'm not experienced enough to say. So far, the other feather's better. With the Capitan blade. But still very, very good. This is about its 4th shave on this blade, so can't expect miracles. Yeah, still very, very good after sort of 4 shaves. Right, put this one down. Now we'll go to the Kismet. Now this is an original German Kismet with an original German Kismet blade, 1960s. And I would honestly say, a very nice, cleverly designed. This is the one with the little slider. You see it? Little slider which I've trimmed. And the little slider button allows you to push out the blade. Very simple. Anyway, well, I've got the light on in here, yes, good. Not as good as the feather. No. Very nice, but not as good. No, I'm not going to give that a pass. So, that is a Kismet blade on a Kismet actual razor. Now then, let's try what I've been waiting on. Unfortunately, this still has a Kismet blade in it, but this is the E.Weck. And I've got to say, it's a beautiful looking job. I mean, I'm very pleased I got this. This was off eBay, no scams. And the gentleman was in England, so I didn't have to pay some extortionate postal charge. Yeah, Oh yeah, it's nice. Oh, you can hear that cut. Yeah. It looks and it holds exactly like a nice 5/8 standard straight razor. I would still say that the ultra modern feather has the, excuse the pun, has the edge. So I'll just do a bit of a trim. Yeah, very nice. I'm no complaints at all. I think the longevity of the edge might be in doubt because the Kismet one, I did attempt to give a light stropping to, and as people have already mentioned, they actually have a protective coating on their edges. It might be that I damaged the protective coating, I don't know. Yeah, I'd give this a definite pass. However, as it's a little bit unknown, yeah, that's doing a good job. As it's a little bit unknown in regard to how you should treat the blade, I would suggest if it's a Kismet blade, leave it alone. Don't try and strop it. However, with the E.Wecks, the original E.Weck blades, you could get a E.Weck strop, and you can strop a E.Weck blade. So I want more E.Weck blades. This one, yeah, E.Weck and Son, New York, USA. Sexter blade. Very nice piece of kit, but I need a small supply of the original blades, which I haven't got. So for now, the Kismet. Still past though. Let's go back to the Ultimate. Da 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 da. And then I'll leave you all in peace. The Ultimate for me has got to be this DX. A Feather DX by Florin Pinkerton. Zen Raser. He is an absolute master. I don't think he appreciates how difficult it is to engrave steel, particularly to engrave stainless steel. Most engravers stick to brass, they stick to, well, mild steel at the very outside, and they think they're engravers. They're not. Silver and brass is soft. Steel, particularly stainless steel, is nasty stuff. What is slightly unnerving using a feather like this is it's silent. At least with the Kismet blade, it's quite a big blade and it makes quite a lot of noise. That's why I'm being a little bit cautious, because it's all down to feedback. I'm not getting the feedback when it's almost quiet. Anyway, harking back to what I was saying about groups and our wonderful shave meisters out there. I'm only doing this to encourage people to go on the road of discovery that I've been privileged to go on, which is to find that there is manliness left in the world, and that you just cannot beat the feeling of a good straight razor, and this is as near as you'll get without actually honing and stropping a straight razor. This is as good as you're going to get, and it is good, but there's a great difference in feel. And for me, this is only I think my third shave with a DX ever, but it won't be my last. These are lovely, lovely handling razors, but they aren't the same feel. There's a clunkiness in feel compared with a proper straight edge. But that being said, if you're traveling or if you're not up to honing and you haven't got a hone meister, then yeah, go for a Shavette. It's a sort of an entry into the world of straight razors. So I'm not going to keep you forever, chaps. I just got one other little bit of information for you. I was working until 8:30 yesterday evening on a colleague's replacement pommel on a Scots basket sword. This being a basket hilt of a Scots sword, early 19th century. However, the reason it's got what looks like a piece of ribbon around it, that's the drive belt off my lathe, which broke. So I had a late work after a long walk and a reasonable day, only to end up with a disaster. My lathe is over 35 years old. I don't think you can get the belts. I'm on my last belt now, and it doesn't tension properly. Oh, this is really quite a nice blade. And what a beautiful razor. I mean, look at that. That's my initials. Yes. I decided at my tender age that I should try and have a few luxuries in life. My greatest luxury is going to be my girlfriend in Morocco, who's long suffering and waiting for. We've had nothing but disasters in our relationship due to the bloody pandemic, which is a load of BS, and other problems. However, I have never married, and she is very likely to be on the list. That's it, I'm done. So, what would I recommend in the way of Shavettes? For feel, I'd recommend the E.Weck. For blade quality, no. For blade quality, because these are replaceable blades which are always going to be available. So I would say either the super professional feather blade, or let me just show you one more time. This is the Kai Capitan blade, even more expensive, but very, 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 very good. When it comes to expense, who gives a damn? We only live once. Anyway, I'll leave you in peace. Just to say, entry level and for travelling, Shavette. Proper shaving, no, we'll stick with what we know best. But I was just saying, there's 4 razors there, 4 Shavettes, all did a pretty good job. I'm just a little bit uncertain of the longevity of those Kismet blades, but that's another story. Anyway, chaps, I'm just going to wipe off my mush, because that feels like a pretty good shave. Yeah, it is a pretty good shave. Yep. So I would say very nice. The Martin de Condre, awfully posh soap, does seem to do a remarkably kind job. I'm going to do the Jacques trick now, which is put your lather, if it's a nice quality lather, back on your face to hydrate, energize, and replace the oils. See how that feels, wipe it off, and I'm fit for the day. However, that's a nice feeling. The feeling of success and joy that you get from a manly straight razor shave. Fantastic. Anyway, chaps, that's all for today. Thanks for following. I hope you found this vaguely interesting. If so, like and follow. See you soon. Bye for now.